There's a home right now where a phone has been scarce from a voice it longs to hear. And along the years, the trace of fears have increased. At times, tears have been released and comforted that young babe until sleep has tagged in like a tour guide into the land of naught. The reason that they weep is because the one person that they seek has paid for food to eat, new trainers on their feet, beers at the local and anything social, but never paid them attention. Them, the victims in this poem that I mentioned, victims that seem to be slapped with the life sentence of no daddy blues. To stand in these shoes tugs at the heartstrings, like the roots of a cracked tooth tugged by an extraction forceps. To the little princess who was evolved from nappies to corsets, and before sex has never bonded with her father like she was entitled to. And due to the no daddy blues, she's been searching for that father figure in each partner she pursues. And each time she's been bruised with a never heart wound. And to that little prince, convinced his father's love he must chase like a roadrunner cartoon for most his life. And thus misses out on the do's and don'ts on how to manage married life. Neither of you are alone. And if anything has been learnt, you know to love harder when you have children of your own. Pausing for a moment, applauding my opponent. Her name is Tiredness, the lioness that tries to press my eyelids closed when I bid goals to be reached by the line of their death. Each roar she remits means it's time to rest, and sends her army of sleep to fight me. At times there's no way round it, like a miner with fake ID, bidding to convince a bouncer, intellectually up to par enough to denounce the chance of a victory dance, so they advise you to jog on. Hence the weight above my eyes symbolize it's tired.com. And then I'm looking at my wristwatch, thinking where has the time gone? The army of sleep is now proven far too strong. My opponent roars again. At times I call for backup. Mr. Coffee, that's my friend. In my time of plight, coffee beans he likes to lend. Though he warns me of the side effects like a pack of cigarettes. In this case, a stinky breath and sleep disruptions. I'd suffer more in health if I didn't read instructions. Producing weak productions that could have been effective if every now and then I'd read the message in the raw. On a good night I get 4, but can be woken by a snore or the opening of a door. If my life was a perfume, how sweet would it smell? One thing's for sure, inside the bottle won't be reeking of Yale. My stench would be authentic and more pleasing to the nose, made from the sweetness of the highs and pinch of salt from bitter lows, colored by bright shades of hope mixed with future goals. When sprayed, there's no telling what the smell would do for souls. And thus this perfume would be unique and unisex, therefore, worn by any gender who would seek. So if a man would wear this fragrance, one would not say he's a freak. So when you pass him on the street and got a whiff, you would inquire the perfume's name to regard the perfect gift. You'd recommend to other friends so they could purchase it. It would be less priced than Gucci when you bought it from the store, although its worth would be much more. It would be nationwide if I'd provide a good commercial. Then as a nation we could maybe limbo out this vicious circle through this fragrance they'd collect, giving the Lintz effect a run for its cheese, smelling sweet as mango taste when they sprung from the trees. Each bottle would come with the keys to unlock the frown on any face. You'd be generous to the homeless who penny chase. Oh, if my life was a perfume, the world would be a better place. Michael, you were my idol through my boyhood years. So when you passed on June 25th, I shed tears. Your best years I recall. I remember asking Dad to record your show at Wembley in '89 and rewinding to the beginning to rewatch it many times. You gave joy. I'd practiced your moves wearing the one glove from my outfit as a page boy. Lyrics to I'm Bad were the first to come out my lips. To my soul your tunes talked. I'd win dance competitions at school 'cause I could moonwalk. You taught the meaning of cool, making countless classics to digest like dinner. I'd wear my jacket sleeves rolled up like you in the video for Thriller. I loved you as much when you were brown as I did when you was vanilla, though at the time I couldn't understand. Then you made black or white, you stretched my thoughts like a rubber band. It matters not whether you're pale or a brother tanned. Then you made another jam called They Don't Really Care, and as a man it made me socially aware. I remember the time to Prince they used to compare, but you had the most hits they used to play on the air. Billie Jean was a track I continuously blare. Now with your fans, these memories I continue to share. A snow-covered landscape from bird's eye view at first take makes England appear like wedding cake, said the tourist on the plane. First time visiting and sure to come again. If a fit of winter doldrums could fascinate such kind, then why do we complain about the heat at summertime? We prefer it when it's cold, said Mr. Jones at number 9. A protester of the sunny vibes, it comes to mind. He's more the kind for raincoats and long strolls across the countryside. How is there such divide in perception about the weather? One takes the sun for granted as if it's here to shine forever, while the other lives in shorts and topping up on tans. And in the cooler or the fridge they'd be topping up on cans. Evenings on the piss up, some scran from yesterday's barbecue from the moment that they get up, bathing in the heat again, and never tan to pick up. Apparently with such kind, Mr. Jones at number 9 would rather not get mixed up. It's written in his face. It's wood he'd rather pick up for his locked fireplace. So when the summer visits indoors he would stay locked up, traumatized by the time it left him red like lobster. It was about 30 degrees or maybe hotter. It left him in panic, so he rushed to see the doctor. Counting likes on social media seems to be a thrill. Selfie culture 10 times over, uploading brand new stills. Sophie bought some new high heels. In a selfie she's donned in a dress to kill. 200 likes could make her feel more special than you know. For Sophie has a boyfriend, but his feelings never shown. Often when such seeds are planted, wonders feel so took for granted, so selfie sticks become the toy. The comments and likes bring her joy, till a random guy does catch the eye and he's a stranger to your friend list. Attention gained, the boyfriend peeved because he read this. Who's that guy and spare the lie, why did he send you kisses? Why all of a sudden is he liking all your pictures? You need to post one of us now so he knows you're my missus. And when you do reply to him, you best not send no kisses. 'Cause I would never do that to you, that's beyond my wishes. At times like this, when guys throw fits, some girls just feel they just don't mix. Especially when he don't commit, like when you started out. A few home truths could do right now, then you start to shout. We arrived described as the darkies from the land of heat, garment splendor and so the shoes on our feet. We've brought to this country things spicy and sweet, as together we heap on British soil in healthy shape. The year is 1778. The Earl of Shelbourne did once quote in debate that you'd seldom find space 10 miles apart where a rich West Indian wasn't seen. Does this not mean we were here before the Windrush years? Received with icy stares, but we don't care. To them we smile and grin our teeth. When we throw dinner parties, carriages travel and fill out the streets, so the Londoners complain and mutter obscenities again and again. Their eyes make one with the Red Sea. Is it our wealth that they envy? Or is it the fact that we've multiplied by the plenty? We have homes in London, Bristol and Southampton. Some of us husbands, our wives, we've arrived without them, but only for a short while. When we've settled and can support her and our children or child, for them we will send and we will reunite. But not out of spite, to flood the nation, but so that they gain education. More graduation, more celebration. Yet the only conversation about our history in school is merely slavery, like we weren't made to be anything more. When as rich as the West Indian was a saying long before the Windrush, I wonder why they've been hush. Once a victim of fear and heights, now flying round the world, having the time of his life, faced every fear in his sight, ever since. Mind over matter, by the term he's convinced, turn each weakness to strength, like a steak on the grill. For a second, a frown on his face couldn't chill. The sovereign smile reflects the way that he feels. Oh, he's a jovial kind. Somebody's missed the right they've been hoping to find. When approaching the wine, he selects the finest. Wears a pricey watch to tell him what the time is. The house where he lives, he designed it. Oh, he's an architect. On his name you can park respect and not worry about the meter. Always happy to meet ya. Oh, he's a people's person. Used to be an introvert, but this is his recent version, 'cause he put in the work. His legacy will turn statue when he leaves this earth. Found his inner peace and didn't need the church. Oh, he's a secular kind, but not so cold. Still helping old ladies cross the road. Weight around his waist, he's lost the load. Oh, he likes to walk, could speak for his country, 'cause he likes to talk. Traveled many places, but he really likes New York. Absent to the eye, yet present to her heart. Seconds multiply, but from him she'll never part. With soul like scented perfumes, hers lingers in the air. One needs not eyes or ears to understand when she is there. Though physically he'll never run his fingers through her hair, he sped memories like candy from each picture that he stares. Melodies of white and black keys is a song he would prepare. He's busking in a town where not one would know his name, so he played so sweet they couldn't help but spare some change. In his mind, right by his side was where she was when he played a set. To others it's a solo vibe, but to him a sweet duet. For when he played she danced along, and this is how they met. In harmony the piano keys would complement her steps. In his field he's so adept, during her time they built a rep. She was his muse before she passed, when she did for days he wept. And thus to smoothen out the sorrow, he'd play tunes on the piano, cause she'd appear right by his side, in phantom form but active. Ballet dancing, groove romancing, mood advancing. Next to his pillow it was said, he kept the shoes she danced in. He was man of the house before puberty, so creepy things were usually left for him to catch. From 8-legged spiders to 4-legged mice, he'd catch and disperse them, was always precise. Protected his mother, his 3 sisters too, while most boys were outdoors gallivanting in crews. He sat with a pen, many pictures he drew, and sometimes he'd stay up late. His mum didn't mind, it was keeping him safe from the streets that were known to be cold. She's friends with mothers whose sons are enthralled by the roads, so seldom her Bible was closed. She checked his room each morning she rose. Her smile would reflect her relief, cause each night was a death on the street. Blue lights would constantly beat her curtains with a flash. When police cars drove past, it would illuminate her room, and the cause was a child that was taken too soon. Each night she holds him tight and tells him how much he is loved. She's thankful she's been spared the plight of a single mum raising a thug. Guilty has man been, no question, the fly on the wall is heard. That when he speaks with good intention but does not keep his word, as if the word was a slippery soap departing from his hands. Each promise rising from his throat was a castle built on sand. Not made to last, the wind would blast and justify this case. Can't trust a guy that's known to lie when staring in your face. Guilty have girls been, no question, the eyes of man have seen. That when her man shows no attention, she flirts to keep him keen. Maybe an ex or maybe the next guy that seems to show interest. The known request she pleads you grant reflects the seeds she seeks to plant. Be woeful if you lack romance. She'll lead his hand and grab a dance to see what you will do. And from this action she will know if fight is left in you. If not, the two may steal the show and leave you vexed and blue. Guilty has man been, no question, the fly on the wall is heard. That when he speaks with good intention but does not keep his word, as if the word was a slippery soap departing from his hands. Each promise rising from his throat was a castle built on sand. Not made to last, the wind would blast and justify this case. Can't trust a guy that's known to lie when staring in your face. Guilty have girls been, no question, the eyes of man have seen. That when her man shows no attention, she flirts to keep him keen. Maybe an ex, or maybe the next guy that seems to show interest. The known request she pleads you grant reflects the seeds she seeks to plant. Be woeful if you lack romance. She'll lead his hand and grab a dance to see what you will do. And from this action she will know if fight is left in you. If not, the two may steal the show and leave you vexed and blue. As a watery star clocks out from the sky, and the shifts began by the sovereign eye, the heat beats the street, the birds sing along. A trip to the beach, you couldn't go wrong. Welcome and be glad it's summer. The paths are smeared with broken glass, but some do call this home. Approach for change each soul that pass, at times no mercy shown. Each day on repeat, they bake from the heat. Welcome and be glad it's summer. Beer gardens packed to the rim, glasses of Yale, glasses of gin. A guy puts cash on a horse and it wins, and so great is one's fortune known. But the more he wins, the more he drinks. With no family, he's all alone. Welcome and be glad it's summer. The fortunate enjoy this most. Of barbecues become the host. Friends and family all unite. Bring a bottle, the sort you like. Scenes like this are a gorgeous sight. Welcome and be glad it's summer. Though for this season many complain, undercover lovers of rain. The sun too hot, it's coming with flames. Some curse the weatherman like he's to blame. If their grass needs cutting, they're likely to strain. Welcome and be glad it's summer. Once I stood upon the brook, as my image would mirror would gleam. As I looked upon the stream, then the sky turned pale. Sudden thick mist made my eyesight fail. Then my mind would dwell, thinking that I didn't time this well. The thunders roared and made me jump. My only shelter's this tree trunk, and I'm 2 miles from home. It's a wonder how the sun was shining when I stepped out to roam. To find my muse, it had been a while since I had wrote a poem. The signs were showing of writers cursed like strands of grey through hair. I took this walk to nature, hoping she'd have rhymes to spare. Do these signs declare her no, like she just told me where to go, how cold? The month is June, no signs of snow. My pen's on search to find my flow and make this verse complete. I wonder if my muse is mad, I made no time to sleep. I take a verb like down payment and compile words to bring to life what the town's pageant. Ripe with sound talent, I found balance like weighing scales. Some stay in shells, displaying L's that they have taken. Through haunted eyes that disguise their despise for those who ignored the cries. Masked men performing lies, all in ties and suits that rise and shoot their nose to air, chanting here, here, here. Landing clear in the league of men, of the door that reads an even 10. There's a need for Zen, for there the silence of air is found. Compare the sound of this blissfulness to normality and feel the differences organically. For sure sanity is obtained this way. The angel came to say the pain that came to stay will fade away in time. If you just display the mind of an infant, humble child, this jungle's wild. The numbers dialed are 3 digits that resemble 6s doing a handstand. pulls my heartstrings. I like angelic voices from the bandstand, designed to leave your inner Batman diffused. Taking the last laugh from the devil to stand amused. I demand this move for every victim that he has abused. Jumped out the belly of the beast into a cannibal, ate raw without the seasoning or the gravy granules. Unharmed like I was maybe Daniel in the lion's den. Taking these battles head on with no hired men, with bravery of firemen. The loneliness of an interloper when reading all the signs. The company that she surrounds does not value her time. They drink, sniff lines until they're sober. She sat with a glass of wine. But will she stay till the party's over? Or will she just decline? Decline she would, but the battery has died. She's stuck in the club and not feeling the vibe. Wishing the one that she loves would arrive. Her best friend's here, but she's acting weird. She had the idea that she's back on the gear. It's 2 drinks for one, but she doesn't share. Then later when the night progressed, she asks if she has money to spare before the four would part. And so she does, simply because of kindness in her heart. It's now 4 a.m. and the last she saw of her friend was a whole hour ago. Sniffing sounds from the cubicle as her nostrils would devour the snow. It's 4:25 now, the lights are on. To find her friend, the march was on. Though she's not where she left her before, she's checked each cubicle and opened the doors. And now she starts to panic, wishing that she never went out, 'cause boy, that night was manic. I missed you the same though. If I had one wish, you'd appear at my stage shows. Guess we all got commitments, we've all gotta make dough. There were days when this wasn't the case. When childhood waves goodbye, life seems to pick up the pace, like an F1 race. Tell me I can't have my cake and eat it, and I'll stuff my face. Burp out loud, but I tell them pardon. Rebel like I'm Eve in this world, the Garden of Eden. I love my dad, but we're hardly speaking. He even grafts on the weekends, and I mirror his ways. But I'm a published poet on a minimum wage. They put the world in my palm when they give me a stage. Since it sounds quite sinister, for the next 15 I'm the Black Prime Minister. Although in this time I can't change my country. And if I drop this mic, they're gonna say he's clumsy. Laugh now, die later, like the bee that stung me. Since it sounds quite sinister, for the next 15 I'm the Black Prime Minister. And although in this time I can't change my country, but can I at least get rich and buy a yard for Mumsy? A question for the universe. My life took a huge reverse. I dosed in school but I hold a degree. Should've went to uni first. Since it sounds quite sinister, my time's up. I'm no longer Prime Minister. Take your money, help it grow, but some display a selfless show. Some say too kind, this way inclined is what they're known to be. They would spare a room for free, wash your clothes and make you tea. Friends like this in your contact list are always great to see. But some have friends that's not so kind and often do feel left behind. Her pockets tight with rent to find, each cupboard's looking bare. For others she bends backwards and none does seem to care. And thus may be the case that friendship's based on a one-side affair. People will take these for granted, recognize when seeds are planted. This I need not tell. Treat them how they treat you too, in case they cast a spell. A spell you say with no delay, like a witch that rides a broom. Yes, it's so, do get to know, if not you'll find so soon. Such auras one does detect when they walk in the room. The cat may hiss, the dog may bark, signal active, there's a start.